start with an opening statement from Coach Jackson as we head into the week at Purdue.
Purdue, Cody asked me on the way up here, did I watch him? Did I study him yet? I told him I'm afraid to, man. Those guys, obviously Coach Painter does a great job. They have a first-class program, a lot of respect for him, but we will eventually get there. We're still focused on the process of just doing things we can control, and that's playing hard, sharing the ball, being a physical, tough team defensively.
Is it hard to evaluate kind of where you are after the disparity between opponents? You've got some Davis Malkins, and then you get a Purdue. Is it hard to get a gauge of where you truly are after those matchups?
You know what? No, because I look at and I gauge our team off of kind of how we play. It's not really about the opponent, regardless of who the opponent is. I feel we have to play the same way, and we have to be tough, and we have to be physical. We have to share the ball. We have to make shots. So, regardless of who you play, you have to do those things in order to be successful.
Are you happy so far with your rotations? You kind of getting a feel for who works best with whomever, or is that still a work in progress?
Yeah, it's a work in progress. We having Jalen out. We had Obina out a game. Ryan Netter played 5 minutes in this game, so it's still a work in progress. I feel we're a deep team. I feel that each one of our guys on the floor, on the bench, can step in and play a key role. But we're still trying to figure that part out.
How has anybody in particular surprised you, whether in effort or performance, through the first 4 games?
Not really. I was impressed with Zane Mingo's 8 assists, 0 turnovers. I like that. We talked about it early on in practice about taking care of the basketball and making the right reads and making the right plays. And 8 to 0 was pretty impressive. But again, it's a work in progress. We're trying to create a culture that every time we step on the floor, we're trying to compete at a high level. We want to be physical. We want to defend. We want to share the ball. We want to play very, very, very connected. So it's all a work in progress. You asked earlier about the opponents. We focus on them, but we don't, if that makes sense. We're just trying to stay together as a team, grow, focus on the process, and bring it each and every day.
Zane had 8 and 0, and Nutter the game before had 7 and 0. What does that say about the offensive sets you're running there, and the guards' ability to run that offense?
Yeah, it really means that they're catching on. Because again, early on I really harped on it, taking care of the basketball, taking care. If you look at winning teams, they usually have a positive assist to turnover. So again, we're trying to get there. 7 assists, 0 turnovers, 8 assists, 0 turnovers is pretty high level. We're trying to get there, and hopefully at the end of this thing, we can look at it and say, hey, we are X amount of assists versus X amount of turnovers, but the assist needs to be in the positive.
And maybe that doesn't get highlighted enough, especially defense. Everyone loves the baskets, but you guys have been playing some really strong defense out there.
Yeah, we put an emphasis on defense. Again, we work on it every day. We hold our guys accountable. We want them to be active on the ball. I feel we need to play that way in order for us to be successful, kind of turn some defense into offense, least opportunities. We had several against Bellarmine 2 days ago, and I wasn't real happy and pleased with our conversions off of our stops. So we had 3 or 4 or 5 possessions where we got really good stops, but we didn't convert on the other end. Some people call them touchdowns. We didn't score a touchdown on the other end. But we'll watch film today before practice, try to get that cleaned up before we head up here to Purdue.
You've coached in some big arenas, Kentucky last year, even out in San Diego, the NCAA tournament your first year with the team. Do you kind of let the guys enjoy the moment of being in that space and then realize the opportunity you have to go to work?
Yeah, well, I'm the wrong guy to kind of ask that question. I believe that the courts are the same size, the rims are the same size, the seats may be a little bit different, but at the end of the day, it's still basketball, right? So You know, every guy on our team has been playing basketball for a long, long time. They've played in different arenas. When I was growing up, we played on the outside courts. So we would go to Collins Middle School. We would play in Harlem Heights. We would play in Beckley. We would play in Pine Hill Apartments. I played in Thompson Bowling Arena. I played in Rupp Arena. So, and I got there and I started looking around and I'm saying, maybe I thought these rims were going to be 12 feet. They're still 10. All right, they're still 10. The court's still 94 feet. So we just have to, again, focus on what we can control, focus on our process and our preparation, and going here headed to Purdue on Saturday.
And to build off of that, I mean, that should be the point, period. It doesn't matter if you're going to a big arena or a small, you know. You're not manufacturing your own energy. You're not focused on yourself. You know, yeah, it doesn't matter. That's sort of, you know, maybe where some teams falter, where they get into the moment more than the game.
Well, to each their own. You know, with our team, again, we just try to remind our guys to focus on the process, focus on the rims being 10 feet high, which they are. I've played at Purdue before. I coached at Purdue. I didn't play there, but I coached when I was at Cleveland State. It's a really nice arena. They probably have 14,000 people there, so it's going to be a little louder. But again, the rims are not going to be any higher. The court's not going to be any longer. It's going to be different colors, and they'll be a little louder. So we have to go in with the mindset that hey, we control our controllables, which is what we talk about all the time, playing hard, defending, sharing the ball, and playing really connected.
You talked a little bit about Nate after the win against Bellarmine. How has he taken a step forward as a leader on this team? Seems to be a little bit more vocal, a little bit more energetic out there on the floor.
Yeah, he's actually, again, I'm really impressed with Nate in this early season. I say it and I've said it. He's really put in the work. You know, he spent a lot of time in the gym in the summer, a lot of time in the gym. He's in there shooting now, a lot of time in the gym, and I think he's gotten comfortable. You know, he came in last year from a previous another institution, so he finally gets here, gets in the system, and he's really comfortable. And our guys believe in him. He has a quiet demeanor. You know, if you just talk to him off the court. But on the court, he's a warrior.
Good, yeah.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Appreciate you.